Welcome to Hockeywiztalks podcast. Today I'll be talking about how to fix the LA Kings and the top 5 point guards in the NBA right now. How to fix the LA Kings. The LA Kings are in dire need of a rebuild as they are an aging team that aren't going to make the playoffs anytime soon. The only player the Kings keep is Drew Doughty. Here are the moves the LA Kings should make. The first player traded is Anze Kopitar. Anze Kopitar is traded to the Buffalo Sabres for Sam Reinhart, Alex Nylander, Lawrence Pouliot, and a first-round pick in 2020. This trade gives the Sabres a dynamic 1-2 punch of Jack Eichel and Anze Kopitar. The Kings get to retool for the future as they get a great young player in Sam Reinhart, 2 stud prospects in a first-round pick. The next player traded is Jonathan Quick. Jonathan Quick is traded to the Carolina Hurricanes for Alex Nedeljkovic, Hayden Fleury, Nikolai Waugh, and a second-round pick in 2020. If the Hurricanes make the playoffs, the second-round pick becomes a first-round pick. The Carolina Hurricanes get a proven #1 goalie in Jonathan Quick, while the LA Kings get 3 top prospects, including goaltender prospect Alex Nedeljkovic and a conditional first-round pick. The Kings also trade Jeff Carter and Tyler Toffoli to the Montreal Canadiens for Jonathan Drouin and Jordan Weal. The Montreal Canadiens get a center, something they really needed. They also get a young goal scorer as well. The LA Kings get an electrifying player who they can build around. The LA Kings and the New York Islanders make a blockbuster trade. Ilya Kovalchuk, Dustin Brown, and a second-round pick in 2020 are traded to the New York Islanders for Jordan Eberle, Michael Dal-Cole, and a third-round pick in 2020. The Islanders get veteran leadership with the addition of Dustin Brown and get some more depth scoring with the addition of Ilya Kovalchuk. The Kings get Jordan Eberle, a player who is usually a consistent 20-goal scorer. They also get Michael Dal-Cole, a player who was selected 5th overall in the 2014 draft. Since the Kings aren't a playoff team, they don't need Dion Phaneuf. Dion Phaneuf is traded to the Vancouver Canucks for a third-round pick in 2020. The Canucks would benefit from having a physical defenseman like Phaneuf in their lineup. And now a word from our sponsor. After trading away some of their core players, the Kings make a trade for a rising star. The LA Kings acquire Nolan Patrick from the Philadelphia Flyers for Alex Iafallo, Adrian Kempe, a first-round pick in 2020, and a second-round pick in 2022. The Philadelphia Flyers get Alex Iafallo and Adrian Kempe, 2 solid young players, along with 2 early draft picks. The LA Kings get Nolan Patrick, a player who can be a star in the NHL someday. The LA Kings need a young top-4 defenseman, so they target Jacob Trouba. Jacob Trouba is acquired from the Winnipeg Jets for Alec Martinez, Johnny Brodzinski, and a second-round pick in 2021. If Trouba re-signs with the LA Kings, the second-round pick becomes a first-round pick. The Kings get Jacob Trouba, a big physical defenseman in his prime, while the Winnipeg Jets get Alec Martinez, who is a suitable replacement for Jacob Trouba. They also get a conditional first-round pick if Trouba resigns with the LA Kings. LA Kings also acquired Nick Schmaltz from the Arizona Coyotes for Carl Grundstrom and a second-round pick in 2023. Jacob Trouba resigns with the LA Kings, so that means the Jets will get the Kings' first-round pick in 2021. In free agency, the LA Kings signed Jake Gardiner, Kevin Hayes, Andrei Burakovsky, Riley Sheahan, and Peter Mrazek. Jake Gardiner will round out the top 4 for the LA Kings. Kevin Hayes would be a great #2 center. Burakovsky and Sheahan would add more depth to the lineup, while Peter Mrazek would be an adequate starter for the LA Kings. This is how the lineup would look like after all the changes. The first line is Jonathan Drouin, Nolan Patrick, and Sam Reinhart. The second line is Michael Dal-Cole, Kevin Hayes, and Alex Nylander. The third line is Andrei Burakovsky, Nick Schmaltz, and Jordan Eberle. The fourth line is Kyle Clifford, Riley Sheahan, and Trevor Lewis. First D pair is Derek Forbort and Drew Doughty. Second D pair is Jake Gardiner and Jacob Trouba. Third D pair is Lawrence Pouliot and Hayden Fleury. Goalies are Peter Mrazek and Jack Campbell. This team would not be very good right away, but it has some nice pieces in place to build for the future. And now a word from our sponsor. Top 5 point guards in the NBA right now. Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the best point guard in the NBA today. He is the best shooter in the NBA and has completely changed the point guard position. Because Curry is such a threat with the 3-point shot, it opens up wide open looks for his teammates. Make no mistake about it, Curry is the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors, the current NBA dynasty. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a freakish athlete who can play at full speed on every offensive possession. He is a triple-double threat on a nightly basis and was the first player since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double for the season. Many people will say that he's a stat pattern, which is true, but he is still a terrific point guard in the modern NBA. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is arguably the most skilled point guard in the NBA right now. He has the best handles in the league to go along with many offensive moves. Kyrie is also one of the best closers in the game today. Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a bona fide superstar, but he does not get the recognition of one. Only 9 players have more points per game than him. Those players are James Harden, Paul George, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Anthony Davis. Lillard is not only one of the best scoring guards in the league, but he is also great in the clutch. Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker should be a top 5 point guard in the league because he is carrying a terrible Charlotte Hornets team right now. Walker has the Hornets in the playoff hunt with the second best player on his team being Nicholas Batum. Kemba Walker doesn't get the hype of some other point guards in the league, but he gets the job done on a nightly basis. And now, a word from our sponsor. Honorable mentions are Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, John Wall, and Kyle Lowry. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the best passing point guard in the league and has a pretty well-rounded game. The one weakness in his game is that he doesn't have a consistent jump shot. For that reason, I can't put him as a top 5 point guard yet. Chris Paul. Chris Paul used to be one of the best point guards in the league. However, injuries have taken a toll on his body. In addition to that, James Harden now dominates the Rockets' offense, so Chris Paul is no longer the focus of the team. John Wall. John Wall is a very well-rounded guard that has become a better shooter every year in the league. The thing that keeps Wall out of the top 5 is that he has failed to lead the Wizards past the second round of the playoffs. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is not an elite point guard, but he is a good complementary star player. What this means is that he can't start on his own. He needs to be a second option on a very good team. On my next podcast, I'll be talking about how to fix the New York Rangers and the top 5 small forwards in the NBA today.